Hello Simon.
Hi.
Now you are since some time in the healing center Planta Divina, and you try different healing plants and as well ayahuasca, and I want to ask you about your journey, what it did for you so far, which benefits you got out of that.
Sure. I guess first of all, I have to say that this is one of this is the first time I've had ayahuasca, and I was quite fearful to begin with. It was something that I had never tried before, and there's a lot of information around about ayahuasca and things like this, and so I was quite scared going into the ceremonies. But I have to say, after now doing a number of ceremonies, that it's been the most amazing experience that I've had. I've done a lot of emotional healing work over the years, 15, 20 years of it, and this is by far the most powerful modality that I've used for cleaning my emotional baggage. I've found the ceremonies themselves to be very beautiful. Ricardo is a great shaman, and feel very safe and feel very protected going into the ceremonies and looked after. And then the actual experience of itself during the ceremony, the cleaning, and then the sort of getting some insights into perhaps what's next for me has just been absolutely amazing. So I've spent my last ceremony that I had was focusing on cleaning emotional baggage around previous partners or relationships that I've been in. That was very, very powerful. And I felt amazing the next day. Felt like just such a wonderful clearing. Today we're having a ceremony tonight, and my intention is to go into the ceremony with clearing any wounding and pain that I've got holding on to around my body. I had a number of operations when I was very young, so I really have abused my body over the years. So I'm really keen to let go. The emotions that have been holding that sort of behaviour in place. So, listen, it's been fantastic. It's been great. Really, really enjoying it.
So Simon, you did already a couple of ayahuasca ceremonies in the healing center Planta Divina in Tamichaco in Peru, and I see you quite as an expert of how you would recommend other people to go into an ayahuasca ceremony. So what is for you important, and what do you want to share for other people out there?
Sure. I think I've done about 8 ceremonies now. So, as I mentioned previously, that I think one of the first things is setting the intentions and getting very clear on that, and getting very, very sort of precise on what it is you're looking to do and what you want to get out of the ceremony. It's really, really important. The other thing is the way you go into it. Like we've got a ceremony today, so for most of the day I've been meditating, been in quite a quiet space, haven't been around a lot of people, just being very quiet, and as the day goes on I'll get quieter and quieter, so going in a very peaceful state is really important. In the ceremony, especially after having the ayahuasca, is letting go and surrender. I think it's the most important thing. And that's just sort of breathing into it and doing a bit of meditation, or just really just noticing what's coming up and letting it go. But really important, and as soon as I let it go, then the real ceremony starts, and the journey begins, and the healing starts. So looking after yourself the next day is really important. Drinking lots of water, and I find there's a couple of days after the ceremony where I feel like my body's integrating all the learnings that have come out of it. So really giving yourself some space. Again, I spend 2 days, 3 days away from everyone as much as I can. Very quiet, very meditative. And I actually noticed, especially on the second day, is that my body sort of feels like it's popping. It feels like my mind, I've released all this emotion in my body, all that tension and stress is gone, and now it's being reflected physically in my body. I can actually feel my body changing and moving. So so there's a few little tips for you. So another really important aspect to the ayahuasca ceremonies that I've learned is having deep, deep respect for grandmother ayahuasca. I guess, to be fair, before I sort of had my first ceremonies, I had this idea that ayahuasca was a drug, and what I've learnt is it actually is a medicine, and it's got its own spirit, and it's the spirit of the grandmother. You know, and for me, my grandmother was all about someone there that was there to sort of gently guide me and non-judgmental, and sort of keep an eye out for me. And I really feel like I've got that spirit inside of me now through the ceremonies that I've had. So yeah, really going in and having a deep respect for the ayahuasca, for the spirit, the grandmother, is really, really important. You know, healing retreat, I highly recommend it. It's a beautiful environment. Ricardo and Doris have done an awesome job in Alberto in creating it here. There's ponds to swim in, there's the jungle, there's the animals. It's just so alive. I've never been in a place like this, and my intention was to come here and heal, and you know, really there's no other best place to be. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much.